Mm. They wasn't supposed to catch me eating.
Listen,
No, I
that's
had
me
some.
every week.
Listen, I gotta say, the moment that I started exercising again, because I did a little something this morning too, and the moment I start exercising again, my metabolism goes into hyperdrive. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have to eat. Like it's a have to, or heads are gonna roll. Well, you know how that goes, though. So, how was your weekend? How the weekend go?
Ooh.
Talk.
How was my week? Oh, my weekend was beautiful. So I was home this weekend. I've been keeping it low key. What did I do this weekend? Oh, it was my nephew's birthday party. Pisces season is super busy for me. There's like 6 birthdays. It's my nephew's birthday party. It was, and then I got invited to a PJ's party, like a pajama party, vanilla pajama party. And it
Hmm.
was a couple, a friend of mine that's a couple friends. And they announced that they're pregnant with twins.
Oh,
So
twin.
that was so exciting because I know they've been trying really hard. They just bought a house last year. They've been, whatever. So that was really dope. It was a good time, just chilling out. And then I think Sunday, I just chilled most of the day, did some deep
Mm.
cleaning and relaxed. So I've been keeping it low key because, I was January and February were crazy busy for me. So I'm welcoming the chill.
Yo, what up, Kevin? Hey, Gigi.
Hey, y'all.
What's up? My bad. I'm
Oh,
still setting up, kinda. But yeah, I'm listening.
oh
So that
no.
sounds exciting. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations to having two babies to listen to screaming Mimi and you at once instead of
Let me show
one.
you the cookie that they gave us to announce their pregnancy. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's little. Look, Max.
Tanya, you ain't see the topic in the title, boo? We talking
Don't
about I
even.
do and I don't. And shout out to Tanya and Ted. There's a whole little
A
engagement thing that
solid.
just happened with them recently. I don't know if you saw that on their page.
I didn't.
So congratulations to y'all, and we're talking about that. That didn't even foster this topic in my head. This literally was something I've been sitting on for a minute. But shout out to y'all for the.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, getting married in this day and age is a miracle on 34th Street. I'll tell you. I will tell you that. Let me see. I'll refresh this. It's
Listen.
showing up the
How
right
was your
way.
weekend, Max?
My weekend was, it was pretty simple. I had to do some, I was being responsible and shit. I didn't get the fuck around. What the hell? Oh, I didn't get the fuck around, nothing like that. It was really about taking care of family things and whatever else. And, did a little bit of hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But,
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, y'all got engaged 2 years ago? Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know. I just saw the post on your thing. I guess I didn't look at the date. My bad. Well, happy for y'all. Either
So
way,
congratulations. Yes, we love and support it.
you know what I'm saying. My bad. That's my yellow bus kicking in. I ain't see it. So, um, oh, want to give a special spout. Let's do this again. I want to give a special. This is what happens when I need to eat. I didn't have time to eat my food before the show started, but I wanted to give a special shout out
Mm-hmm.
to apparently we have a special person floating around our community hosting events and stuff and um doing sneaky things. What was their name again? I don't know. This is off topic, but I like to shout these people out because I want to show love to the people who like to make the LS a miserable place. So let's give them a special shout out. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
so there was an event in Virginia
Uh
that
huh.
um Max that they said there was some stealthing that was happening in the community, and they said that the leader of said group was stealthing.
What's the
Um, so the word in the Facebook streets is that the leader of the PFN group in Virginia,
PFN?
PFN.
I've never heard of this.
I've heard of the group. I'm in the group. Um,
I guess
and
I'm welcome, but whatever. I don't care.
I
Have
was
enough.
invited by a friend, and the word was that there was the leader of the group stealth a member or a participant, and I haven't done any due diligence, but it seems like the person made a statement and that it was confirmed, and it is not okay. So we don't support
So
that. For people who don't know what stealthing is when someone starts out a play session with protection, which is where the consent is, and then without consent, they remove the condom protection barrier, and without the person's consent or knowledge.
oh, let's get
Say again. Oh, I can't. We can't hear you. Why I can't hear you? Nope. Hmm.
sorry.
Okay, there you go.
Hello? Y'all here?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Keep talking for a second. Give me 1 second. I gotta take care of something.
All right. Yep. So
My
we
brother just
Max
called.
and I are part of the we are the creators of the safety committee, and we make sure that people are safe. And so when there are circumstances where our community is not safe, it does tend to get back to us. And although the formality of the safety committee has not been made public yet, we are working in the background to continue to draw the list of names of people who make our community unsafe. So we have an email address that is on Max's page. I'm going to post it on my page as well. We also have a Instagram, so our email is on there. So if you guys are experiencing, witnessing situations where safety consent is being violated, let us know so that we can do our due diligence and add the people to the list of, unwelcomed in our community.
Oh yeah, and right before I was interrupted, I was asking, what was the name of this individual again?
So the leader of PFN is Quack. I think on
Quack.
Facebook it's Quack VA or something like that.
Quack like the duck goes quack,
OMG, Maximus.
or is it quack like a doctor? Like you call a doctor a quack.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand because apparently there was some quacking going on. Round of applause for the quack. One more time for the quack. All right, now that we got the bullshit out of the way. All right, so today's topic, we're talking about marriage. The I do and the I don't. Because, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to just jump in from the door on this one.
Yeah, because it's your topic.
I'm going to just jump in from the door on this one. I personally don't find marriage to be really viable in a lot of cases. I feel like if you have shit to lose these days, it's almost a detriment to either have kids or get married to somebody. Because both of those lead to you going to court and losing your shit. We got motherfuckers paying like 50 grand a month for child support. What child needs 50 grand a month?
Yeah, that's wild. But that's not
I'm
marriage.
so
That's child support.
no, I get it, but they both kind of run hand in hand because both of them have come with financial penalties. Why the fuck am I still seeing notifications if I'm on goddamn do not disturb? Shit. Hold on a minute. Let me fix this. So yeah, like I said, the problem is that oh, you can't even hear me.
I can hear you. Oh, Max is freezing all up in there.
I'm here. No, but the
Okay.
problem is that I just don't feel like marriage is really worth it these days. Honestly, marriage, and this is my problem too. I feel like if they can allow marriage, then they should allow polymarriage. Because marriage was always about pooling resources anyway. The
True.
reason why they try to limit you and have these limitations on marriage and don't have things like poly marriage is because then we'd be able to, like, communities like the black community, that's only 13.6% of the population, would be able to really pool their resources together. Or like the Hispanic population, they'd be able to put their resources together. Understand these are populations that are oppressed in this country, financially given a ceiling typically as a community in this country. But if we combine together, it gives us an amount of leverage and power that even the establishment, won't be able to front on. You understand what I'm
Mhm,
saying? So
mhm.
the thing is, and imagine if like we really start bonding together, all of us minorities start coming together and pooling resources, it would go crazy. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
So I just find that like I've counseled so many people in different types of marriage situations, and like the things that I hear, some guys, and I mean I know that there's beautiful parts to it and stuff, which is why if I did marry, I don't know if I could marry vanilla because my thing is the restrictions that I hear of that are imposed upon some of these men, especially.
Oh,
It is crazy. It's like, Jesus, I feel like I've just signed up for a prison sentence. Like, I wanted to wear all black when one of my peoples got married because I was like, it is the death of your freedom.
uh,
I have barely seen my friend since he's been married.
but that's on your friend though. No, that's not on the institution of marriage. That's on your friend for not regulating his marriage
But the thing is,
relationship.
but a lot of marriages, those things happen. Like people get married, they change up their friend circles a little bit because now I'm the wild single guy and they're the
Hmm, hmm.
married individual, and I might be a bad influence
Yeah,
because they're vanilla. So it's not
yeah,
like they in the winner circle with us where they could come out and play. Yay, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but if you've noticed, marriage rates have been dropping drastically too.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
And why do you think you would think in a world where the economy is in the toilet, all around the world the economy is taking a hit. You would think that marriage would actually be increasing because you would be pooling your resources together. But instead it's actually decreasing as well as childbirth. Why do you feel that is? What is it about marriage that's making people go from I do to I don't? While meanwhile the divorce rate is climbing. What do you think is going on?
I think there's a lot of factors. There's not one reason, but um, I know for sure marriage before, like you said, was like an institution but it wasn't necessarily to pool resources between the two individuals. It was more familial, right? Historically, it was like, okay, my family connects with your family. This is what we need from your family, that kind of thing. And
Right.
then it became, especially it became part of like people's religions and faiths and beliefs. In the United States, it became this like part of the American dream. But that was the concept of marriage. It's not the institution of the relationship. And so we saw that marriages lasted because it was like, well, without my husband, without my wife, I don't know how to manage the household bills. I don't know how to manage these things. I don't know. I don't have access, especially with women. We were just granted the right to like vote and to be able to work after World War II. Right. And so then I think that's when we started to see the marriage rates start to slowly decline and the divorce rates increase because people were like, oh, I survived without you while you were away at war for all these years. And now you're going to come home drunken, beating on me, doing these things. And now you want to, continue to have this affair. And I know that I can work and I can get into the field. And now I can actually hold a degree because in this country, women couldn't hold degrees. They would go to college and they would fulfill the same requirements as their male counterparts and still not be able to get the degree because of the way that the system was set up. So I think that with more freedom, with more travel, with more exploration, people are like, I don't want to have to bind myself to someone. I want to be able to explore and be free. So I think that's definitely part of it. With children, people are like, I don't want to bring my child into this world that stresses me out. Why would I want to add someone else to be stressed out? So there's a lot of different concepts about why people are choosing not to have children. Most of in my sister circle, there's 7 of us. Most of us don't have children. About half of us are married and a couple in relationships.
Now I have to ask this. I have noticed that there's a correlation, and Jeep said something that's very true, because my plan for my poly marriage format does allow us to have the option to pool resources, but it also doesn't require us to have to go through the legal beagle marriage process either. Because there are things called power of attorney and so on and so forth that you can enact without having to actually do the official jump the broom thing. This is a European construct that they had put in place so they could be up in your financial business. Well, we could do this a different way because it is what it is. But there's other things too. But one thing I wanted to say is that another thing that's happening is a lot of people are starting to realize that monogamy is not for them. A lot of men are coming clean, and women too are saying to themselves, I feel like I can use a little extra something here or a little extra something there. As it becomes more normalized to be open with your sexuality, a lot of people are starting to realize the deeper levels of their own sexual, diversity. Like they're starting to realize their sexual diversity is crazy. Where before they thought, man meets woman, woman meets man, blah 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 blah, and happily ever after. You understand what I'm saying? But now that game is starting to change. So I'm loving the fact that game is starting to change. More people are becoming honest with themselves as far as, I don't like just seeing one person. I might want to mix it up a little bit, get a little something else going on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that people are starting to become more real about that. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, and I like that a lot of women are saying they don't mind the prenups and all that stuff. Izzy said that, as a matter of fact. What's up, Izzy? She got her.
I got my slutty summer party cup with me.
Oh shit! She got another one coming up too. We're gonna put that up later.
That's right.
But like I said,
prenups.
My thing is that the prenups. A lot of women don't have a problem with it, fellas. Because to be honest, when it comes to court, whether it's child support, any kind of family court, the moment you have a dick, you're probably gonna lose. Unless your lawyer is really good. That's just how it goes.
True.
The only time where the women tend to lose is when the women get too greedy. When the women get too greedy, Then the judge nits it in the book like, all right, y'all gotta calm down a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm with Jeep, right? So Jeep says some do it for insurance, but in Maine, if you're with somebody for 6 months, they can be seen as a life partner, add them to your insurance. So there, as I've gotten older, the appeal of marriage has dulled. It's not gone. Like I would love to have a life partner who the way that I described it before to one of my aunts was like, because you get asked the question in your family, like, why are you single? Why aren't you married? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, of course I would love to be connected to someone who loves me so much that I receive benefits, upon death. But,
right.
and that's really what it is. It's the benefits that come with being married in the United States, especially, are real. And so people say it's just a piece of paper, but it's not just a piece of paper. I know for a fact that there was this man who was married to this woman for decades, divorced the woman, lived his life, got married to another woman, and because they weren't married long enough, his first wife still receives benefits to this day, 30 something years later, because she was married to him longer. And his second wife got zilch, nothing, nada. Right. So that's real. If you don't have a living will or or power of attorney and you're married, they got to find your spouse to make a decision about your life if it's a life or death situation. So there are significant benefits and responsibilities that come with being married to someone. And some people get married and they don't understand the impact of that on their lives. Some people get married and they inherit their spouse's child support debt, their regular debt, credit card debt, student loan debt. All of these things are things that need to be considered when you choose to marry someone. It's devastating. Even in my family, my dad went away for 8 years. And he had a daughter that was not my mom's kid, and her mom tried to pursue my mom for child support.
Really?
Yes. So it's just so many intricate details. It's not just a piece of paper. It is diabolical, but anyhow. But it's not just a piece of paper. People say it's a piece of paper. Oh, I don't need a piece of paper to prove my love, blah, 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 blah. No, there's real life benefits and responsibilities that come when you have that piece of paper. And so that's important. And another thing to note is some faiths, like in the Muslim faith, you can have an entire traditional Muslim wedding in the United States and it's not recognized unless you go down to the Justice of Peace and you get it done at the actual courthouse.
Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. Because I don't know if it was Jeep that said it, somebody said that you end up in a higher tax bracket, which means now your tax debt is way higher. And imagine, you are already earning a good income. You get with somebody earning a good income. Now your tax responsibility is way up here. And you got somebody like me that has multiple businesses and things like that running. Plus I work. Because of my write-ups and everything else, I actually get to get a little kickback. Now I have this other thing on top of that. My bracket goes up. So now I got to, instead of giving up this percent, I'm giving up that percent. Nah. Like that's not, that's not exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess I'm really kind of, I don't feel like I have a fear, because I can speak on this neutrally as far as like other people go and stuff, but I keep it abrupt. I've always thought that marriage was a bit of a setup. I always felt like marriage has its benefits, but the thing is, if I love somebody, marriage ain't got nothing to do with that, because there are plenty of people who get married and don't even like each other. So it's like, I need somebody to tell me, as a person who could stand on their own two, and can happily create his own living situation. Like, if I get the right poly situation together, I'm going to buy a compound in the country somewhere, not in the country, like deep in the country, but like somewhere on a nice size of land, and we all going to be able to live there. Everybody has their own house and situation, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And we could pull our money together to get that shit, even if it's not just me confident myself. But my whole thing is, that's something I could do, and I don't need to jump a broom to do that. Because whether somebody is my wife or my girlfriend, if I love them, I love them. That's just the way I am. I'm not gonna magically turn into something different because I dun here comes the bride and groom. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I was actually to walk down the aisle, it would be because whoever I'm with is making a big deal of it, and it matters to them to go through the process because they're still drinking the old school Kool-Aid.
Well, I mean, like I said, there are benefits of marriage that, are rare without marriage. So one of the things that made it beautiful for me was a cousin of mine was married for 30, almost 40 years. And his wife got sick and she had cancer, and his job, he was ready to retire. They kept him on so that when she did pass away, she was able to get the benefits of, that were associated with the job. So, and there are beautiful parts of marriage. The beauty of companionship when done right, life partnership when done right, and you combine it all. Hold on, you combine it all, and it works for some people. I have seen very few married couples actually be happy, do well together, and reap the intended benefits of marriage. So for me, I don't like I said, that's not my life goal. When I was younger, it was. As a lady, you're taught that you need to go find a husband, get married, give them children, blah 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 blah. And then as an adult, and I started to see the intimate parts of people's marriages, and I started to see the people showing up at people's jobs and the miserable people in the couple, and I'm settling for this person, and I'm, this person fit the picture of what they're supposed to be, like that kind of thing. It's not appealing if it's not done right. I think that we just have such a facade of it that we don't get the real nitty gritty. We need to get the real nitty gritty about marriage.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I'm gonna read what Lola said too. You can still hear me, right?
Because that's beautiful. Like that's an example of, okay, this is marriage done right.
I always use them as an example of how you do it right, especially on the LS side of things. There's a lot of fuck shit that goes on, and I never see them just sitting there in competition. I'm sure they go through their moments because everybody has their moments where shit gets a little crazy. But I'm wanting to put this up because he's like, can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for my marriage. No marriage is perfect, as we said, you know what I'm saying? But I found my person and he found his. It's not just a piece of paper that claim was yours. Thankfully, we have always communicated about finances and money. We both agree there's no need to separate things because what's mine is his and what his is mine. And we don't have those issues. Been together 29, almost 30 damn years. Shit.
Yes.
Sorry, I almost caught some hives just thinking about doing it.
That's so beautiful.
But that is a beautiful thing. And it feels like we've only been together for a year because I love him. Wait, why did they cut off? Oh, yeah, because I love him. I know she loves him very much. She loves her husband very much.
Yes.
And he loves her very much. And they make a very nice couple. I know them personally, so I can actually speak on some of that. So my thing is this. That is one of the exceptions to the rule. You can find your person and have an amazing situation. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that marriage is a total wash. What I'm saying is, this is where my argument always comes. I could do all of that without going through the process. So why should I spend 15 grand, 20 grand, all this money that marriage costs just to prove a point that I already believe? I could use that 15 or 20 grand to create a nest egg for us to help us retire soon.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that
ceremony. But the thing is, it tends to get expensive because a lot of people, they want the pageantry. You understand what I'm saying? They want a nice ring, whatever the case may be. You understand? And the thing is, I'm just like, I don't have a problem spending money on stuff when it makes sense. But when it starts to not make sense, I ask the questions. I'm just like, I got to be the devil's advocate in this. And I'm just saying, for me, I ask those questions. And I get it, the courthouse is only $50. But again, you ain't going to put a $2 ring on their finger. I don't have anything on money that's $2. You understand what I'm saying? My whole thing is I wouldn't do that for any woman that I was claiming. If I'm going to say that I'm going to put a ring on their finger, I'm going to try. It's like, I have this thing, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it right, or I'm just not going to do it at all. So I'm not a half-ass like that. Like, I wouldn't even feel like just going justice of the peace. My mother would punch me in the face if I tried to do that shit anyway.
And that's where you start getting those $15,000 weddings. But like, I think for me, I saw a couple who, I don't know what their original wedding was like, but they renewed their vows in the DR, which was a place that was, very dear to both of them. And the wife got her dress off of Shein. And she was happy with that. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, we just want to go make this memory together. Here, let me get this dress real quick. All right, so people do it. If you do it for love and you do it informed and you do it in a healthy way, it's a beautiful concept. And I don't have a problem with it. I do have a problem when it's done irresponsibly. I've been to the $20,000 weddings and things like that. I was also at family weddings where everybody made a dish, and that's how we ate at the reception, and it was beautiful. And they've been married for decades.
I was about to ask you, which one is still together?
Both are still together. There was one wedding that now you made me think. When I was in my younger 20s, I went to, and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. And they were not happy, and it was just a whole mess. But both of the couples are still, the $20,000 wedding and the one where the family catered the reception. They're both together. So whatever works for you, as long as you do it in an informed way. I think that's the thing. Like, if before you say I do, make sure you do it in an informed way. I believe in premarital counseling. I don't see a problem with that. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Premarital sex.
I believe in that too. But I do believe in premarital counseling where you ask those hard questions. What are your thoughts about if we have a disabled child? What are your thoughts about if somebody loses their job? What's your deepest trauma that you're still working on? Like, I think that those are some of the issues that aren't talked about, discussed, and that's part of what leads to the divorce rates.
A lack of preemptive communication.
Yes.
Preemptive, and I'm so big on preemptive stuff. I believe you need to jump in front of something before it happens. You got to be preemptive. When it comes to marriage, if you're really trying to do this shit, you got to be preemptive with this shit. You can't just be, oh, I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants and figure it out as I go. No. You have to come to this shit with a fucking plan. You got to come to this and say to yourself, damn, okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? What am I going to do? Because the thing is, you also, and I believe in this is something I've told people I've counseled in the past. When you're first about to get married, y'all need to sit together before you actually cross the line, jump the broom, so to say. Sit together and draw up a vision board of what your future is. What would you like to happen in the next 5 years? But the thing is, the first one you're going to draw, you can't look at each other's thing. Y'all
Yeah, I
Got the
like
back.
that. Yeah, I like that.
And then you put that one to the side. Now you draw one together. And when you draw the one together, I'm comparing the two. And I'm going
Yeah.
to be like, okay, on this one you said this, on this one you said that, blah, 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 blah. Now, because the thing is, you need to understand that if you're going to make a life commitment to somebody,
Mm.
you need to understand that that means you need to be heading in the same direction. I can't
Yeah.
have plans. I can't have plans to move to France when my woman might have a bustling business growing and improving in New York City. That ain't gonna work. So you need to know where each other, because these little stupid things be the stupid shit that fuck your damn relationships up. I
100%.
promise you.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you that. Because a marriage, when done right, like I said, with Lola and her husband, when the way that they function is a way that ideally I would love to see a lot of LS couples be able to function.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't happen with many. It happens with some. There are some,
Mm-hmm.
but not that many. Not as many as there should be. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and the reason for that is that a lot of people aren't honest with themselves from the beginning of the relationship. What are my
Yeah.
expectations? What do I need from you? What understandings do we need to have? Can you stand sleeping next to me? What if one of you is a snorer? One's a light sleeper, the other's a heavy sleeper, like me. I have to actually get a sleep study done. Trust me, I've been yelled at enough about it. I've been yelled at enough about it. I'm working on it so I can fix my snoring issue. But my whole thing is, I also have ADD, so my brain, I can't go to sleep with nothing on. I can't just sleep in the dark.
Oh, I need
I
it
have
dark.
to have the TV on. No, it can be dark, but I need the TV on. I need that something going on to stimulate my brain so that I can drift off into my sleep. Otherwise, I'll be sitting there up in the dark and I'll just start doom scrolling on the phone. You need to know these things before you're going to do life shit. And another thing, people need to live together for a while before they get married.
You think so? So here, I don't know, Max. So here's what I was gonna say, and you just jumped to where I was gonna say. I know a couple who have been
Ooh,
together for
I know what you're saying.
decades,
Uh-huh.
and they live right next door to each other. And I don't mind that concept. I don't mind that concept. I remember being younger, and I saw a couple of my family who are still together to this day, and they slept in separate rooms. And I was like, oh, what kind of marriage is that? Now, at the good old ripe age of 38, I'm okay with that. I'm way okay with that. You come to my room, I come to your room, we can get a little something. I'm cool with that because I like my space.
And see, I'm the same way, where I'm like, my idea of like being married but being in separate, because, and this is a thing too, I'm poly by nature. I am. Even when I try to hide it or avoid it or walk away from it. Every woman that's bisexual, because most of the women that I tend to date happen to be bi, but not even on purpose. I just stumble onto that. But my whole thing is, that being said, just because they're bi don't mean that they want to be sharing a household with another female or whatever the case may be. So that being said, that's why I had the compound idea. Remember I mentioned the compound
Yeah,
earlier?
I love that idea.
Because ideally, we'd all have our own space, but we're close enough to each other that if we need to help each other out, we can work together to make sure that nobody ever falls on their face. So unlike the church, I shouldn't have said that loud. Unlike the church, who takes your money and says bye, and then just prays for you when you're struggling, we actually gonna make sure that if you struggling with something, the rest of us can come together and say, Oh no, we got you. You ain't about to fall. You fall sick and your kids need to be looked after. Oh no, we got you. We all right here.
Yeah.
But we ain't gotta be in the same household. It's guaranteed that you got people that got your back, regardless, and no competition is existing. Because my rule is this: if you're competing, you're not fucking with me. That's
Mm,
my rule. Because there's no competing in my universe.
mm,
Because everybody has their own place, their own space in my heart. Everybody that I've ever had poly situations with gets 100% of my heart. Because the 100% of my heart I give to one ain't the same 100% that I have for the other one. It's two separate. It's like I'm an alien with like three hearts. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is that all of that being said, that I feel ideally, if I got, and this is just me, I'm gonna break the rules because I don't like following the rules. You draw a line, I'm gonna walk right over them motherfuckers. The way that it will work for me is that I will have, if they want to have marriage ceremonies, I would have them because nobody can stop me from having marriage ceremonies. I got as many as I want. And I could also divvy up my power of attorney. I've already done the research on that. I could divvy up my power of attorney. I could get all of that stuff situated
mhm.
so that if there's a situation where I'm ill or somebody needs to do whatever, all of that can happen the same way it would as if we was married. If we want to pool our resources for something, we could do that shit.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it's nothing to do that shit.
I
So
I
that's
like the
me.
idea of a compound, but I like the idea of a compound with my girls. Like I propose that to my girls. Like, all right, let's all seven of us, come up with our little 5,000 each, and put it on some land, and we just start building our own spaces. So I like the idea of a compound. I don't, me. I'm not a poly girly. I'm not a poly girly.
I
Um,
know.
but
Boo.
but what I think is it's important to be on the same page, to have that communication. I think a lot of times we fall in love with the idea of love and we don't do the research on the responsibility of love. There is huge responsibility when it comes to love and commitment and marriage. So, like I said, I'm down with marriage. I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem with it. And I just know that it needs to be done in an informed way. What you said
Yes.
earlier that was helpful was one. I did a last May. We did a relationship panel, and one of the panelists, she said that she has her couples do a 6-month plan every 6 months. Like, okay, what does this next 6 months look like? What's our vision? Like they do couples vision statements, and so I started to implement that when I do couples therapy. That's always the first assignment is, all right, both of you each.
I would think you was doing that already. Though. I'm surprised you wasn't doing that. Because the
So
thing
I was
is,
doing something similar, but not with that concept in mind.
the reason why
I
I said
like,
that is because that's actually something. I forgot what book I read that in. But there's a book I read that in. It's like this woman that's been doing this shit for like over 30 years. And she was like, I wish I could remember what the fuck her name is on top of my head. Anyway, long story short, she has all these different like methodologies that she implements, depending on the kind of client she has. So if you know you
yeah.
got a client where you got like a 6 session block set up with them, where you know you're gonna see them for at least 6 weeks,
Hmm.
then you know you could do that incremental thing.
Yeah.
If you know this is just the first session and they're trying to feel it out, then you could do that thing that I suggested with the long-term vision board.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
still believe before you get married, I got something I gotta say. Ooh, I just thought about this. I remember this from the book too, though. I ain't gonna take full credit for it, but this is something I was thinking about too. I think from now on, everybody that hears my voice, whether it's now or 10 years from now, this will be on YouTube for God knows how long. My thing is, if you're about to get married, again, if you find the person that you want to marry, and you know in your heart and your soul that that's what you want, then fucking go for it. You only live once. I'm not going to tell you not to do it at all. I'm just going to tell you the truth is not as advantageous as it once be. But that being said, I advise you all to get therapy before you start. Even if you don't feel you need it, your relationship's going totally smooth, everything's perfect. Just go do one session. Let them put you through the 10-step process. You know about the 10-step process, don't you? Let them put you through the 10-step process. And let them ask you the questions they're going to ask. They're going to have a list of questions and go through the process just to evaluate you to make sure that y'all are truly ready to take that step. Please, it could save you a lifetime of pain or give you a lifetime of preparation so that you can step into this with an even clearer and greater understanding of your partner. Because you'll be surprised what you don't really understand about them that you thought you did. Because we're always learning more about our partners.
I did a family session once with my client and their parents who have been married for over 30 years. And the father dropped a bomb. And the wife said, I never knew that. And this was my first session with them all. And really? I was like, you did not, like those things. So to me, as a therapist, I think that gives me like, not anxiety, but it makes me feel like, shucks, you got to make sure you know some of these deepest, darkest. So I ask when I date someone, I'm like, what are you like when you're angry? Like I ask those questions because I'm like, I don't want to just know this character, this representative. I want to know the real, like, we don't have to do this facade stuff. Like, let's just get to the nitty gritty of it. Like, and it's important because when you have those deep did you know that their mother was an alcoholic and is actually still alive, but he says that she's dead to him because she burned him when she was bathing him when he was 8 years old. You know what I mean? Like, those are important things to know. Do you know that the reason why she's so hyper independent is because none of the men in her family were trustworthy, or they actually were all incarcerated, and so she realized that, or she thought that she couldn't depend on a man, and that's why she's not able to allow you to lead the right way? Or do you think she's just one of these 2026 women? Like, knowing the cause, it doesn't mean you have to heal that, but it means that you understand your partner in a different kind of way, and you don't just look at the problem. It's part of the communication that we need to have, but we fall in love with the idea of love. And sometimes we're lonely and we just don't want to be lonely anymore. And so we settle for things that we shouldn't settle for. And that's real.
I love that. That falling in love with the idea of being in love is a mistake that people make. Man, you've always been late, but you my boo.
But you always here, and we appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? You know I got mad love for you, Len, so it's all good. But just remember to rewind when you get a chance. And hit the fucking like button, god damn it.
Yes.
But anyway, because actually, believe it or not, I care a lot about this issue. The reason why I care so much about this issue is because I've been proposed to 3 times. And I said no all 3 times. And when people hear me say that, they're like, that's wild. You've been proposed. It happens. And listen, it's not because I'm going to act like I'm some Superman that just makes the women want to drop to their knees and propose and all that shit. But my whole thing is just the women I met, they did that. I didn't even know that was on the table because I wasn't even thinking about that shit.
Which is wild. There's so many couples like that, Max. There's so many couples who it's like, well, I got married because she said she was going to leave, or I got married because he said that he wanted, someone like his mom. And it's like, but you didn't want to. You really didn't want to.
And can we talk about this lazy thing that happens too? This is a part of the marriage conversation.
What's that?
How some people will say, oh, well, I'm not doing this because that's something that a wife does. That's not something that a girlfriend does. And they swerving their head. And you know, I'm talking about the women because the men don't say that shit. We do what we do for the women that we give a fuck about, no matter if we married to them or not. If I was going to give you money, I gave you money because I gave a fuck about you, not because I wanted something from you. If I went and rotated your tires or got your car fixed or whatever it is I did that because I gave a fuck. Because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, this person would get me the same way. Because I don't do shit for
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers I don't think wouldn't have me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm petty. I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty. So if I think you're not the type that's gonna have me, I'll look at you and be like, thoughts and prayers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
My thoughts and prayers.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do because I feel like when you fucking with somebody, you really rock with somebody. We all we got. We know we
Mm-hmm.
give a fuck about each other. We care about if each other eats. We care about if each other's having a rough day. Like there's people that watch this that don't know my daily life and the things that go on, and there's other people that do, and that's okay because I can't keep up with everybody every day. It's impossible. But my whole thing is that all of that being said, you have to understand you have to know who it is that you're fucking with. Why is it that you're fucking with them? And ain't no magic. Oh, you became my wife. Now I'm gonna start providing and protecting. No, if I would say, hey, get dressed, we going out, blah 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 blah. I'm not expecting you to spend no money. I asked you out. I'm gonna take you out. That's not gonna be something that I wait till I'm married. Imagine if men started saying that goofy ass shit. Oh well, you ain't my wife, so I ain't about to take you on vacation with me. Like the fuck is that? No. If I want to go on vacation and I enjoy your company, you gonna come along with me because I fuck with you like that. That's just how that shit works. I don't know why this shit is so hard because I hear women always talking about, oh, this is girlfriend job. Oh, this is a wife's job. That's why you still a girlfriend because if you want to be a wife, you gotta walk it before you talk it. You can't wait till he puts a ring on you. Like nobody's like ain't no man in his right mind in the year 2026 putting a ring on a woman's finger with the hope that she's gonna magically turn into the wife that he wants once he puts that ring on her finger. If he
That's
put
not
that
true.
if he put that ring on her finger, we ain't talking about them super simps. If we put that ring on that finger, I said we as in men like me. If we put that ring on that finger, that's because what we see from you now are the requisite qualities that we find valuable to have as somebody that I want on my side. Period.
I was gonna say exactly what Kimmy just said. I think that those are the women who say that are women who are scared of wasting the effort and never getting a ring. And so just as much as you say that men marry and commit to women based on what they demonstrate, there are plenty of examples of demonstrated companion and no benefits from that. And I think that that's when we see that women are like, I wasted, because women's time is a little bit different than men's time, because women have biological time. And we live in a world where women, as they get older, they lose their appeal, they lose their dateability, they lose their fertility, like, and a lot of these things are factual. And so it changes for them. And so they find that they spent a few years in relationship and it didn't go anywhere. They spent a couple of years in a relationship and there was no commitment. And it's like, okay, now I've spent all this time and I don't have anything to show for it. And I'm expected to continue to do the same thing.
Hold on. I have one word for it. It's a compound word too. Bullshit. First of all, if your argument is that you want children, then yes, you are on the clock. In my world, most of the women that I've come across, they already got their kids and I got mine. So they don't have that problem. You already have your children. Here's your tissue for the boo-hoo. And the reason why I say that shit is for one reason. We all got a limited time on this motherfucking earth. We all got a limited time for everything. Why can we spend all our money and all our time with a chick that might not even want no more than what she could get out of us until she's done getting it out of us, that she move on to the next nigga, let him wife it in 6 months. The other dude ends up like that dude that I posted on my page, where his goofy ass ain't even realized that shorty never wanted to marry him. She just wanted what she could get out of him. But he was wasting his time because he was a sucker for love and he was spending that money, giving her all types of things. You could tell that's the arrangement. And then after he wasted all that time and all that money, and understand that money and time are equal parts that you can flip, because you lose a lot of money based on the time that you spend doing other things. And you need time to make that money. So my whole thing is that with all that being said, you can't sit up here and tell me it's an equal risk on both sides. I'm sorry. It might not be the same type of trap because biologically women can only have babies in a certain window. Well, cry me a fucking river. I didn't design y'all that way.
Nobody's asking you to cry. We're just saying that's why.
No, but the reason why I'm saying that is that why is it okay for us? Plenty of men have wasted their time with shorties that ended up not adding up to be anything, not worth anything, not having any kind of benefit. You know what they tell us? Oh, we choosing wrong. Not, oh, that sucks. That shorty wasted your time. Your time is precious. Blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to value my time the same way I value yours. I respect the fact that a woman's time shouldn't be wasted. But neither the fuck should mine. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just adding on to the piece because there's more to that. And I'm tired of us men being slighted just because we can make babies until we die. That's not my fault. Argue with the manufacturer. We didn't make you that way. So go make that argument with the manufacturer. That's why you that way. But at the end of the day, everything else that you can be as a woman, you can still be throughout your life. You can still be that loving, nurturing, caring, supportive woman, no matter how old your ass is. So my point is, don't think that I'm gonna wait until if you're worried about, oh my God, if I give this man too much and then it doesn't work out, then you know what? Don't fucking date. Stay by yourself, because dating and love is all about risk. The most important and precious things on this planet all come with some kind of fucking risk. If you don't like taking risks, just stay out of the game. Don't cry about and expect us to manipulate the chessboard and lead it this way so it can be fair for you. There is no fair. Life ain't fair. Sometimes you get fucked. Sometimes you the one doing the fucking. That's how it goes. I'm sorry, but I have no pity for any woman. Oh, I wasted my time. Listen, half of y'all waste time when y'all knew the motherfucker wasn't shit, and y'all still sat there. You saw it in the first 6 months, but sat there for another 2 years, wasting time with a nigga. How do I know? Because I canceled at least 10 of them motherfuckers in the past year. So a lot of that time that you waste is your fault. You see the shit. You heard, you felt the instinct, but you made every excuse to still sit there because, oh, I'm comfortable. At least with this one, I know what it is. He only goes upside my head once every 3 months. It's okay. It's just
All
his.
right, we can't victim blame now. We can't victim blame for
Listen,
the
no,
abuse.
I am blaming the victim here for
No.
one result. In this case, because you have control of the narrative. You can get up and go if you want to, but you insist on making excuses to stay. I'm not gonna hold nobody's hand through this. The reason why, listen, I have all the empathy for every victim in the world. Don't get me wrong. But the reason why I say that is because life, the world don't give a fuck. It
But
don't.
people do give a fuck, and that's the
Yes,
issue.
but the
Is that we keep
world
saying
don't give
life,
a fuck. And as
we
long
keep
as you,
saying life is not fair, and people don't give a f, and people do care, and life should be fair. And but my answer to you was why women say that they don't want to give girlfriend wifey treatment to
it's
people,
lazy.
and that's why I answered the question the way that I did. Is because women, they age differently than men do. And we are not going to lie and say that aging women are viewed the same as aging men. And so, no, it's not fair. Nobody's asking for equality, but that's why some women make that statement. And that's understandable. So, yes, it's on both sides. Both sides play, both sides take risks, both sides waste their time. Time is different for each person, for the man and the woman. So that's my thing. And then when it comes to someone who's in an unhealthy relationship, yes, I'm always saying the flags are always there. We always see the red flags. We always see the red flags. However, like we have to take into account what causes people to stay. And it doesn't mean it's an excuse, but we have a responsibility to try and understand and help other people to understand so that they don't keep repeating those same patterns.
Yeah, but I find it to be very excuse heavy. The reason why I say that, I just looked up something because as you say this, my fingers start typing. And statistically, in marriage, women tend to outlive men.
That's true.
And here's my thing. I'm not going to say that's due to something the woman's fault or whatever. I'm not going to speculate on it. There's a lot of biological factors and a lot of other things that happen, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to point fingers on it. But my point in saying that is that at the end of the day, why is it that men who are by themselves or men who are operating single are outliving the men who are in these marriages where they have a woman there, more than likely are eating better, because a lot of times when you have a woman around you, she's cooking meals as a single male. What will happen is you'll just grab whatever and eat it sometimes because you're busy, you're taking care of this, you're doing that. You don't have nobody making no food for you at the moment. So whatever. Let me tell you something, because this is the ultimate thing that I want to go to on this. And I speak for every man that stands on his own too. I spoke to enough men to be able to say this for the majority of them. Ain't any of us motherfucking men giving a blood clot ring to one last woman who don't move like a wife prior to fucking marriage. If she don't move like a wife already, then she can fucking stay as a girlfriend or even go over there somewhere and be somebody else problem. That's my thing. Other than that, I'm with you on all the other stuff, but that whole I don't want to waste my time thing, we all taking a risk. Every time I spend $300, $400, $500 on your ass taking you wherever the fuck, I was taking a risk, because who's the guarantee that that's just gonna ever benefit me? There's no guarantee, but I'm taking a risk. I'm taking money out of my son's mouth. I got a child. I'm spending money on you that I could have went and did something with him. And I'm doing that because I feel like you a person I want to do something nice for. I have like I said, I have no problem spending money on something. But my whole thing is that don't come to me making it sound like we don't equally have shit to risk. It might not be the same thing because we're not the same. It's an apple and an orange. You can't compare apple to an orange. You're an orange, I'm an apple. There's nothing that we have different issues, but we both are decaying. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole thing is there's a risk on either side of the fence. I'm not diminishing the risk that a woman is taking. I'm just saying it is literally neutralized by the risk the man is taking because we both take risks. And then when you get married, oh, it's compound times three who's really taking the risk, unless you do prenups, which a lot of men don't, because they don't want to hurt their girlfriend or they don't want to hurt their wife's feelings by saying, because what some women will do is they'll gaslight you. They'll hit you with the, oh, you don't trust me, you think I'm going to just walk away, blah, 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 blah. So you want to have a prenup, like you acting like we breaking up. Like, we ain't breaking up. We getting married. We going to be together forever. They hit them with the book. Trust me, I've sat in on these conversations. I know you have too. That's why you smiling. But my whole thing is that there's always risk. All of this shit comes with risk. If your excuse to not giving your best is that you are afraid of taking a risk, then you are a waste of time to everybody that you are dating. Because they're never getting the true version of you. You need to put the best version of you forward. If you're coming with anything less than your best to somebody like me, I will send you walking. I don't care how big your titties is, how fine you are, how good you suck a dick, or how fat your ass is. If you are coming to me half-stepping, I'm going to show you how to keep it stepping. Period. And I say that shit with my whole chest. Nova.
Max, I agree. I think that there is risk, and I know for myself, I'm a runner. I'm an avoidant person when it comes to dating because, the risks, the risks. And I think that sometimes it's valid, right? So I know for me, like I spent my 20s dating. And then when I was like, all right, I'm ready to, chill out, settle down, I was engaged twice. I said that. And so it's tough. I think that because of my experiences, I'm considerate of people who are cautious when they're dating. And I respect the caution. And I've dated guys who were cautious and they're dating, and I respect that, and I'm patient in that way, and I think that I am the kind of person who requires a level of patience as well. There's someone who I'm currently dating who's very patient with me, despite some of my resistance, and I appreciate that. I do. I overall, I believe in the beauty and the sanctity of commitment and marriage. And I think that is great when done right. It is so beautiful. I've seen it done right. And I've seen it, unfortunately more often not done right. And so, but I know it's possible. And I'm here for the possibility. I love the possibility of love.
Are you saying that you're down for the risk?
Huh?
Are you saying you're down for the risk?
I mean, I'm down for the risk. It's a sucky risk, and I'm a take the risk. Reluctantly, I'm taking the risk. I'm looking at I'm saying I'm at the blackjack table, and I'm like, hit it right like that. But I'm gonna hit it.
You got a 16. You got a 16, but you're gonna hit.
No, I'm not hitting the 60. I'm not hitting the 16. Well, it depends on what the deal is showing.
You gotta hit on 16.
It depends on what the deal is showing. And that's the thing, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, what you got? All right, I might. Okay, let me go ahead, because the book says hit, right? That's what they say at the blackjack table. The book says hit, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. And I'm nervous, but I'm gonna hit it. That's the kind of dater I am. That's me being honest and transparent.
I mean,
that's the kind of dater that I am.
That's fine, though. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's your position and you feel like you need to maybe just tip on toe out a little bit before you jump all the way out the window, there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact of the matter is that you're not going to make any progress if you don't take some semblance of a chance.
Yeah, we got to take some things.
I actually want to highlight Lem's comment here. Oh, shit. I just had it. There it goes. So she was like, trust, I get that because I see myself as a wife. as well, but I've learned to decipher men for everything they put out and stop ignoring the red flags from the gate. So
I didn't
time
see
is not
that.
wasted anymore. Nobody got time to give people the benefit of the doubt. We too old for that. And that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. I'm not
yeah,
mad at any of that statement
yeah, yeah.
because you need to analyze. If there's anything y'all ever hear me say, I say this all the time. You need, and listen, I learned from my own fucking mistake. You
Mhm.
need to deeply analyze before you really lock in, especially to the point of marriage. It's okay. You're gonna have shitty relationships. That's gonna happen. That's called the trial run, baby. It's
Mhm.
okay to fail. Understand there's nothing wrong with failing in relationships because all of it is practice for the when you get the right thing going. That's why I emphasize that it is nothing wrong with being a relationship failure if you're dusting yourself off and getting back on the horse.
Fail forward.
Don't don't be the type exactly fail forward. Do learn something from it, but don't live it. Meaning, don't
Mhm.
wear your pain as your jacket, and now the next person that comes, you're walking around with so much of that bad shit on you, they can't even see who you really are because all they see is all the pain that you've carried. We all been through shit. So my whole thing is just take your time. What's the rush? There's a
Mm.
reason I picked that song. A lot of times when I pick songs, now granted the other half of that, I'm not really talking about that because that's. But the part of it that I am talking about is really take your time. Evaluate. You talk about you want to have like see she says, I need me a husband, damn it. And that's beautiful. If you're ready to love again, go get it.
Go get it.
You make sure that they see who you really are. So that when they love
Mhm.
you, they love the real you, not the you that you present to make
Mhm.
yourself look more appealing.
Mhm.
That's why I encourage the 10-step counseling before you get married to anybody. Don't be afraid to just like we all love to fall in love and it's beautiful, but don't be afraid to fail in love too. It's okay. I'm not going to judge somebody for failing in love. I'm going to judge you for making other people pay for you failing in love. I'm going to judge you for giving up because you failed, because only a quitter gives up. You can't give up. You got to keep doing it. That's why I don't like that. I don't give my 100% because I'm not a wife. That's lazy to me. That sounds like a quitter. You know what I don't want on my team? A quitter. If you're a quitter, quit your ass on over there. It's fine.
Mhm.
But me, I'm gonna keep on shooting. Listen, I'm gonna be swinging until I drop. You understand what I'm saying? These fists ain't gonna stop swinging until I win the title, the championship. When I get to that championship circle, then I can sit there and say, okay, I can put my deuce down. I'm up here. I won already. You understand what I'm saying? Lems, I'm gonna have to draw it out. So that's gonna give me a minute. I can put it out for you though. I got you. But really, it's something that it's not enough to just read through it, Lems. It's something that you have to go through in trial with your partner. So looking at it really doesn't matter. It's about going through the process. Sometimes there's no shortcut to it. It's just about doing the work. And it's doing the work in the moment. Because if you got a cheat sheet in your brain, you're going to try to answer them. And we all do it subconsciously. When we know what we should say, sometimes even though we know that's not the answer that we really feel, we'll give the answer that sounds the best.
Mhm.
And we can't do that. And this, I might not give it to you, Lens. I want you to do the shit authentically. Seriously. Because I want her to win. And you're not going to win if you already see it before it comes. You need to experience it in the moment with your partner because that's when you'll give the most organic answers possible.
Mm-hmm.
You won't have time to prepare. It's a psychological thing. It's not just about reading something on some paper.
Yeah.
It's the actionable techniques that allow you to move in a way that'll see what the synchronicity level is with your individual partners.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my suggestion. I hope that that helps. And I'm sorry that I sound so negative towards the marriage thing. It's just I've seen a lot of people get fucked. People that I know, lives get ruined from marrying the wrong people. But you know what? It's not the Institute of Marriage's fault. So I'm going to correct myself on here. I'm going to say it's about the choices that we as a people make. We need to, and then still, we can even, you could get to marriage and still fail. It happens more often than not. Why? Because sometimes you think you got the right person,
Mm-hmm.
and then shit happens. Sometimes you marry young, like I mean, Lola and her husband married young, but they also grew older in step with each other, which is very rare. Because a lot of times, what happens when you marry young, like me, the man that I was at 20 something, I'm nowhere near that man now at 40 something.
Same.
So if I was with somebody from then, there's a chance, not a guarantee, because I might have got with somebody and we grew in step together like how Lola and her husband does. But in my situation, I might have ended up with somebody and now we're going this way. The
Mm-hmm.
person that I was when I met you worked, but as I evolved and went this way, you evolved and went that way. So now we don't have that same synchronicity. And without that, your relationship is nothing, no matter how many other things. You can love them and still not work. So
That advice, Matt, the first engagement that I had ended when I was about 25. And that was the one piece of advice that healed my heart, because I remember feeling like such a failure in love. And, 25, I felt like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with the rest of my life kind of thing. And I remember my best friend at the time lived in Boston, and I drove from Albany to Boston, and I listened to Destiny's Child, and I cried the whole way. And I remember crying on the bathroom floor and saying, like, I don't know who I am without this person. And she said, just because you love someone doesn't mean that you're meant to be with them forever.
mm-hmm.
And that gave me the permission that I needed to release that relationship, knowing that there was still love there.
Right.
I think that's what, like, it's like there's, and to this day, there's still love there. We're amicable. We are able to talk and be in each other's lives in a respectful way. And that's what I had to learn. I learned, like, it's okay, like, you still love this person, but you're not meant to be he would definitely not be with the person who I am today. And that's okay.
And that's the thing. Imagine you was with that guy and you discovered all of these LS tendencies that you have. He would have lost his shit, because I'm sure he was a straight vanilla that was not going to be with that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and he would have shamed me based on his beliefs. And it's not right, but I understand that, because that's not the person who we met.
Right. And, that's the thing. That's why, like with me, I feel like now that I've fully realized myself as a man, my transparency levels are really high. I mean, I'm telling myself on this show all the time. That's why I said, if a woman wants to get to know me, she can watch a few of these shows and she'll kind of hear most of my shit, because I be telling on myself all the time. I don't hide it. Because if you come to me, I'm going to tell you exactly what time it is, and it is what it is. My thing is that I just don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. As far as I want to have a partner or two or three and just enjoy life and have fun. and understand that there's plenty of things we got to be serious about. Let's have our time together be our woosah time. Yes, there'll be times where we got to laugh together, cry together, all of that, because when you're there for somebody, there's times when it's fun, there's times when it's not fun. But the one thing you know is I am not somebody that's there of convenience. Because anybody that's only there when it's convenient is not truly there for you.
Mhm.
They should always be there for you, even when it's uncomfortable. God forbid, a parent or whomever, because we get old. They pass away one day. You got to be there to console them. Don't go hide in the corner because you don't know what to say. Sometimes
Yeah.
just being around and letting them let it out is all you got to do. Like that's the thing is, I need that because I'm a very passionate person.
Yeah.
And I have a very dark side to myself that I have worked very hard to not suppress, but to learn to live with
Hmm.
and learn to convert that energy into a productive way. I've learned to release a lot of that so I don't carry most of it like I used to, but of course it's still there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just not as dominant as it used to be. My thing is, I need to know that I got somebody next to me that can calm me down, tell me to shut the fuck up, respectfully, calm your ass down, whatever it is, and we'll figure it out. I need that. So those
Yeah.
are things that I recognize. You have to recognize what you. And I'm just showing give an example of what I need in a partner. I'm not going to run through the whole list, but
Yeah.
that's very important because psychologically, I have a lot of pain. So as a person that carries a lot of pain, I don't seem like it because I don't walk around here all miserable because I worked through it. I did the work. But my whole thing is, I have my expectations, and you got to know what yours are. Don't just know what you want. More importantly, know what you need. I
Yeah.
understand the things that I need as much as I understand the things that I want. Like, if there's two girls there, and I'm trying to pick one, and one might be super body yaddy yaddy, like the girl that I posted with the super black skin
Mm.
the other day, but she don't know how to comfort me like the girl whose body may be more average, but this one knows how to really nurture and give me that safe space to be able to exhale. Because that's the thing, a lot of women, and I want to speak on that for 1 second. A lot of women don't understand men need a safe space too. Yes, we are the protectors. We are the ones that's going to put you on the right side of the street and all that stuff. So when we walk in, we could, keep you safe and all of that. But a lot of the safe space that us men need is psychological
Mm.
because we don't get to let that go often. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these are things that you got to understand when you're dealing with, especially men like me, because I have a big ass mouth. I'm very macho man. Listen, Nova, I'll call out my flaws in a second. I don't give a shit. I know I'm a very manly man kind of person. So it takes a different type of strength to deal with somebody like that. These are things that you need to understand when you want to marry somebody. This is why I say you got to be a wife already, because a woman that already has that wifely energy will know exactly what to do with it. And that's what men like to see, is those moments that we care about the most. Y'all might think it's those meals you cooking on. No, it's those moments where I was at my worst and you never made me feel bad about it. You still made me feel encouraged. Those are the moments that were the most valuable and most important moments. And that's something that us as men don't get almost ever.
Mm.
So just a little food for thought. No, if you got something to say, we got to wrap up. I got to eat. It's 10:40. And yeah, I know we started late, but this is a big subject. But
It's a big subject and it's beautiful. And I love hearing your perspective because you know me. I love to hear men share their hearts. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
No,
you're smiling too.
I love that. Listen, and there's nothing I love more outside of Black women than Black men. I love Black men, and I love when Black men are able to feel safe and feel comfortable and to share their heart. Oof, it's amazing. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that we, especially the people who watch with us, we are a unique group of people who are committed to love and loving on each other. So let's keep doing it.
Love, 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 love. That's what it's all about. If you don't got
Mhm.
nobody to hug right now, just hug yourself. I'm hugging myself. You know what I'm saying? Just love yourself. It's never that serious. You'd be surprised how many people actually give a fuck about you if you take a
That's a fact.
second.
That's a fact.
You know,
Yeah.
nobody wants to find out when they're in a box that, oh shit, I didn't know this many people cared. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to open yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
I love
that's
it.
enough of that. That's enough of that light skin shit because I'm a dark skin nigga on the
Me
inside.
too. Me too. Me too. Yes.
But
Good
anyway,
day, guys.
I'm gonna do my little shout outs real quick, and then we
Yes.
gonna get the fuck up out of here because I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and I'm so hungry. But I gotta promote my stuff, man, because my stuff
Hmm.
promotion, man. But anyway, oh well, since I've been posting this, and this has actually been getting a lot of traction, I'm surprised this many people is interested. But I have my mobile spa business. I am buying a lot of equipment for this. So this is going to cost me more money as if I don't have enough to spend money. So y'all better be booking. I got some people booking already, but keep it coming. Like I need this to happen. This shit ain't cheap. And I got to carry around a big ass table anyway. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Take the thing down. Take the banner down.
Ah, god damn it. I forget about that damn ban all the time. But anyway, hit me up if you're interested in booking a session. The phone number is on the flyer. You can see it
Mhm.
on my page. It's up there. I'll be posting it again. It's on both of my pages because some of y'all know I have two Maximus pages, but my whole thing is that support the fucking business. The prices are really good. You're gonna get a really good experience. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not doing this to fuck because I don't need to do this to fuck. So if you think that that's my angle, you will get a massage and I will send you on your way. You understand what I'm saying? If I was attracted to you and we wanted to play, and that's a separate thing outside of the session. I'm taking this massaging very serious. I've taken training. I paid to get trained to do this shit. I paid for that. I'm not playing with y'all motherfuckers. And I already had the tantric experience, so that's a different thing. But anyway, support the business, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. Where's Izzy's thingy at? Is this it? I think this is it. Yep, that's it. And shout out to Izzy. She has her
Yes.
what is this? The slutty slumber party in the Pocono situation going on. And she has
Yes.
she gives a lot with those events. It kind of reminds me of the next thing I'm gonna show y'all, because that's the last thing I'm gonna show y'all before I get out of here. Listen, when y'all do
Yeah.
y'all shows, make sure y'all send me up to date flyers because I'm not gonna show the old ones because that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? I want up to date stuff. So if I'm put it up here, if I put it up last week, I'm not gonna put up the same flyer this week. I'm gonna send. So um yeah, but I mean, support Izzy on this. It's a great situation for the ladies. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll be there giving out some massages. But understand, when I do the complimentary stuff, that's only like 10, 15 minutes tops. And I bill about an hour. So understand, I'm not going to be bullshitting around with this.
And she also
Let's
has day passes available for the Slutty Summer Party. So you can go for the weekend or you can do a day pass for Saturday. So
okay.
there's different options.
Oh, I didn't know about the day pass. See, I don't know because I'm not going. But anyway, and finally, this event. Again, I'm promoting this all through the year. Well, no, I'm promoting it up until 29. Now it is March. It's time for y'all who said you were going, get them tickets. I know some of y'all bought already, and tickets are actually moving pretty well.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because normally you don't really sell until 3 weeks before, but they were moving well from early. I will tell you, get you a nice outfit. You're gonna see me wearing something dope. I already got the shit in the cart. I'm about to cop it. Brand new everything gonna be on me for that day. The only thing that might be a repeat is one of the shades I might wear because I don't like so many pairs of shades. So y'all might see that, but that's about it. But other than that, it's gonna be a nice semi-formal event, complimentary, well catered food, not chicken fried rice and bullshit. You're gonna get actual food and stuff, and they give you to-go boxes so you can actually take something to go back with you. A lot of times we end up with a little bit of extra food unless they kill it, which does happen too, but that's another thing. But I mean, tickets are on sale. Follow that link below, that's right there. I'm gonna be posting it, so look out for that and get your tickets. Again, for my LS people, this is a nice vanilla thing to take a date to, have a good time, put on a nice outfit, make some memories. You see a potential wife there? Take that potential wife to this event. She will definitely appreciate this. I wish I could take a date to this event, but I can't because I'm working. But, I will still be there looking nice and being a nice looking host and all of that stuff. So feel free to come out. Show some love, tell a friend to tell a friend. Even if you can't make it, tell your friend that can. You know what I'm saying? We all we got. Support. You know what I'm saying? So come on out. Nova, take us home, baby. Oh, we do got one thing to mention before we go. We're off for the next couple of weeks. So look at Nova with the smile. We off for the next couple
spring break next week, and I'm trying to act bad. So if anybody wants to have me act bad with them, just let me know. Let's go.
You got a whole bunch of girls gonna be hollering at you. I mean, you already got your man list, so I ain't gonna start with that.
I know what you're talking about, Max. Okay. So it's gonna be we're gonna be off for a couple of weeks, but then we're gonna be back. We're gonna bring back the men's panel. We're thinking about doing a couples panel. We got some topics on the books that we're gonna bring to you. So we're gonna get ready and make sure that you tune in and tell a friend to tune in, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate your time, and we're gonna see you in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
And there's one thing. There's a couple of people that have approached me saying they want to be on the show. I apologize if I don't remember because honestly, I've been doing a lot lately. I'm in the middle of creating an enterprise actually. So I've really been preoccupied. Just hit me up and remind me, please. And I'm going to tell no, I'm good. I was going to say that no, because they hit me up. They might not even know you like that to hit you.
Oh, okay.
So my whole thing is hit me up. The Nova doesn't answer the random DMs anyway. So hit me up, and I'm gonna tell Nova because once she knows, now I'm accountable. Because then she'll kick me in the ass, and we'll have a plan and remind. So Nova, send us home. Say goodnight or something. We out of here.
All right, we out of here, guys. We're going to see y'all in a couple of weeks. Take care of yourselves, love yourself, and love each other. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
Good night, y'all.